Pour yourself a pint, cozy up, and get ready for another episode of Beer, Bros, and BS.
This is Jay Muse. This is Eddie McClintock from Warehouse 13.
Hey, this is Brian Holler. This is Brett Dolph.
Hey, this is Eddie Trunk, and you're listening to Beer Bros and BS.
Beers Bros BS.
Beer Bros and BS.
Beer Bros and BS.
You should be listening to Beer Bros and BS every day, every minute for the rest of your lives. Snooch to the nooch!
Welcome to another special episode of Beer Bros and BS at the Brewery Series. This is episode 96.
Yeah.
I'm Dave, the Big Librarian.
Jose.
Alex, the King of Alapado.
This is Dan.
JJ, the Metal Chef.
And Tony, the craft beer Guna.
Your ears aren't lying to you, people. Dan is here.
Yeah.
And I guess JJ forgot that we were going to skip Dan and make a big deal about it. So I love how you totally ignored me and waited for him to speak.
I tried to ignore you.
Well, you were supposed to ignore him, so...
Do you want to start it over?
Nah,
Everybody hide the wheel.
it's how it's going.
We never do a second take on this podcast. So welcome back.
And don't forget, Dan, when you're talking to the mic.
Yes. I know it's been a while. I keep forgetting how to do it.
Yeah, we don't have to spin the wheel of Dan today.
And we also have a couple of special guests here.
Albert from Spanish Marie Brewery.
And I'm Jaime, brewmaster at Spanish Marie Brewery.
Thanks for having us, guys.
Thank you. Thanks for having us, man.
Yeah, bro.
Cheers.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us. We're at the brewery.
thank you.
Way to go, JJ. That's two.
Thank you for having me. I'm fucking great.
Somebody's nervous. I remember my first brewery.
Says the man on the couch.
Yeah. This is my first time.
My first time, too.
It's a podcast
We'll be
couch.
gentle.
He's on the
Tell
podcasting couch.
Tell me, how old were you when you podcasted for the first time?
I only did it with, podcasted with some of my friends. It was never really serious.
Dave, show me on the microphone where they touched you.
They didn't touch me on the microphone.
No.
I'm sorry.
I'm a classy broad. So before we get into it, we don't know much about you guys. So we got to ask you a couple of questions. These are going to be they're fairly serious. They're in-depth, soul-searching questions. You may find out more about yourself after, answering these questions.
Yeah, we got some new ones just for you guys. What color underwear you like to wear?
Or we're just going to ask you, if you could have one superpower, what would it be?
You want to take this one?
Sure. How was it in Skyrim where you can set yourself to sleep for 6 hours exactly,
Oh, nice.
and then wake up exactly when you want to, feeling refreshed? I think I'd take that, man.
the rejuvenation spell.
Exactly.
So you're always refreshed, or you can set how long exactly you need to sleep?
Yeah, you'll set it for 6 hours, and you'll wake up exactly when you have to, and you'll wake up feeling healed and feeling ready to go.
That's a first.
That's the first.
So it's like a magic alarm clock?
In a way. Yeah.
The special power of punctuality.
Yeah, you can still be late. Just because you wake up on time doesn't mean you get there on time.
That would be a hell of a comic book.
Right.
Nope, he's still sleeping.
Still sleeping.
Adventures of Punctual Man.
8 pages of me sleeping, yeah.
He got so fucked up the day before, but, he's up and early the next morning.
No, but you can do an hour.
Fine.
Yeah, right?
Make it that a minute of rest equals fucking 8 hours of rest or something. That'd be dope.
Even
That's
better,
another
to be
time.
honest.
Yeah. Every
I could
issue
use
of
that.
Jaime's comic book, it's page 8. Every page. Oh, he wakes up. Page 8.
There you go.
What about you?
Flying. I feel like everyone says flying though.
Not lately.
No.
Everyone said teleportation lately.
Teleportation. All right, let's switch it up. I'd be like Flash speed, being able to get everything done 15 minutes after you wake up in the morning, so you have the rest of the day.
That's actually a really good one.
See,
Yeah.
and he heard the last podcast, so he says, "Fuck you, Tony, and your non-super speed."
I'll take it.
Okay,
So listen to the episode before this, and you'll see why that might not be the best thing to wish for.
Oh.
That's a throwback to an earlier episode.
So let me ask you guys, who'd win in a fight? An all-out battle. They had a week to prepare for it, to the death. Captain America, Iron Man.
I'm gonna say Iron Man. I'm gonna go with Iron Man.
I'd say Iron Man as well. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so the status quo is returned.
We're back to normalcy.
I think only 2 people ever said.
No, I think it's a total. Wasn't it up to 4?
Yeah, it was 4.
I think Scott also said Captain America. Right?
Scott also said
Scott said Captain America.
A lot of people
Wakefield,
were saying
Wills.
him lately. I don't know why, bro.
Marie
Yeah.
and John Scott, and also
Danny
from Nightlife.
And Juan.
Yeah, and Juan.
Juan O'Notton.
A unique set of individuals. So, what's your favorite style of beer?
I like India Pale Ales. I'm still into it, man. I mean, I get bored every here and there, and I'll dive into like the dessert stouts, like the maple bacon coffee porter and whatnot. But I always go back to IPAs, sessionable IPAs.
Yeah, for me it's seasonal. Like it really depends on the mood. Like, is it winter? I'm gonna go for a stout. I'm gonna go for a porter. Is it summer? I'm gonna go for a sour or something like a light IPA, like a. Yeah.
But seeing as you live in Miami and there are no seasons,
I mean, yeah.
Summer, not so summer.
Basically, you have.
always
Is
summer.
it hot or is it raining?
Touche. But I'm gonna have to say, lately it's been sours.
Okay. And finally, if you were stuck on a deserted island for 1 year, you had all the food, supplies, proper refrigeration, and glassware, what would be the one beer that you do not make here that you would bring with you?
Oh, nice. That you do not make here.
That's the curveball. What's the one we had the other day in the cans? It was the blurred limes.
Okay.
That it was a key lime pie,
Hidden Springs.
sour. Was it Berliner Weiss? Yeah.
Hidden
it had,
Springs, blurred limes.
Yeah,
the
that's
vanilla
the
key
one.
lime.
Yeah, and it
Berliner
has
Weiss.
you can taste the graham crackers and you can taste the lime and the cream. Oh man, it was fantastic.
Yeah, they're
Really-
doing good stuff over there.
that sounds delicious. I never had that.
I'm gonna go with double dry hopped, all Citra everything from Other Half. That was amazing.
Nice. Fine choice.
Yeah.
Okay. Good choice. So before we get any further, why don't you guys tell us about the first beer?
Well, this is the King Charlie. It's an American hef, American wheat. It's actually one of the beers that we started brewing a long, long time ago. It was when we first started going to the events, Grovetoberfest and Sprung and whatnot. It was usually the first beer to tap out consistently. So it's actually one of the first flagships that we brewed on our big system here, on our 7-barrel system. And it's an American wheat that we infuse with passion fruit. It's a really nice, fresh puree. So it almost turns into like a sour without it actually being a sour. I think that the banana tones kind of like bring down the sourness a little bit, makes it a little sweet. But it's a good all-around, good all-around beer. I think all year round you can drink it and really enjoy it.
It's not something what the first taste when you say it's a hefe. You don't think passion fruit, but
Yeah,
it works out.
I don't think of passion fruit when I taste this because it tastes like the acidity. Like I never considered how much like acidity really passion fruit had.
Yeah, but it works great.
Yeah.
I remember when you guys were doing the festival circuits, that you guys would always have killer lines because everybody was lined up to get that beer and food pairing.
Yeah.
What was it that you guys used to pair with this?
The King Charlie was always paired with a passion fruit mango pate fruit, which is a fancy word for saying like gummy. And it was drizzled with sugar. Really, really good. You'd be able to drink the beer, enjoy the passion fruit. But as soon as you take a bite of that and then drink it again, it was just like a flavor burst of passion fruit. It was really interesting.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I quite like this. It's really refreshing and really fruity.
Nice, man.
I dig it.
Yeah, very fruit forward.
It's like really clear for a wheat beer too.
Yeah, it's definitely on the clearer side. First time I brewed it, so it's gonna get a lot better. But I'd like to see it be a little more hazy and be a little more in style.
Yeah, it's awesome. Dig it a lot.
Sweet.
Okay, so let me ask you guys: would you rather have to spend 3 days in a small room with nothing in it, or 1 month in a much roomier underground bunker?
Still with nothing in it.
Yeah. But
So I'm underground.
so 3 days in a tiny room,
How tiny?
the size of the bathroom at Box Elder. You want to be specific?
That's pretty tiny.
We all know exactly how big that is.
The size of what?
The bathroom at Box Elder.
Oh, okay.
Oh man.
For 3 days?
For 3 days.
Or just a larger space?
Do I have internet in this bathroom?
Whatever you walked in here in this room with, you have.
Okay, good. Yeah, I'll
For
take
3 days. Because you won't have
die though.
your phone will die and
last an hour.
yeah.
Yeah, like immediately.
Or you get a month in a room that we're
A
currently in.
month?
What did I say?
No,
yeah,
you said
or a
3
month.
days.
3 days in the small
3 days
room.
versus 1 month in something
No,
a little
three-
bigger. It
3
makes no
days,
sense, bro.
3
3
days.
days. Absolutely.
Yeah, fucking you can sleep it off.
Do we have beer?
Especially if it's at Box Elder.
Bro,
Whatever you
give
walked
me,
in with.
give me the 3 days and then give me a bunch of fucking like sleeping pills and I'll just wake up and get out of there.
Yeah, see? With my magical power, would it matter?
Hands night
My
night
superpower.
Yeah.
Set it to a month, I'll wake up.
I like that, bro. No, you got a good call.
That's
there.
perfect.
Yeah.
You were well prepared for this challenge.
Forward thinking.
Yeah. I would take the 3 days.
3 days?
Yeah. 3
3
days.
days for
I
sure,
feel
yeah.
like, by the third day, you'd be like really, clawing at the walls.
They're crazy.
But it's done with. Just for a month to just be alone in a room, even if it's like a nice comfy room, you'd be like getting cabin fever,
Okay. Would you rather forever have crumbs in your bed or a small rock in your shoe?
What kind of crumbs? How big are the
I know what
crumbs?
JJ's answer is going to
The
be.
crumbs would be
Small rock on your shoe.
the crumbs would be equivalent to eating a pastelito or empanada.
Christ.
Oh, Jesus, those are like
A flaky
like super
empanada.
big flaky ones, no?
Oh,
In your
And
bed.
what was
that's
the other one?
I hate
Or
Or
crumbs.
you get a small little pebble in your
I
shoe.
hate crumbs on my bed.
Is it
like I
under my
cannot
foot?
sleep.
It is
Is the
between
pebble under my
it is
foot?
between your foot and the sole of your shoe.
Shit.
So you're stepping on it.
Yes.
consistent.
Nah, I'll take the pastelito crumbs.
Crumbs
to be
in the
honest.
bed, absolutely, bro.
Hey, I
Lucky
usually
guys.
work like sitting down anyways. I only really walk to the car, go home. Like, I'll take the rock in my shoe. Anyways, I lived a
Hashtag-
pata sucia life anyways.
Hashtag sedentary life.
Right, so if you're not wearing shoes, then you don't have a rock. Is that the situation?
No, then it'll be stuck between your toes.
Then you just always step on
you
rocks.
can't get away from
It's
it.
got to be a rock.
What about you guys?
Yeah, I would do the crumbs.
Crumbs.
Crumbs, yeah, I do a lot of walking.
What about you, Dan?
Yeah, I said definitely, bro. I would do the crust in the crumbs in the bed for sure.
Okay.
And if you're ever hungry, you can just eat some crumbs.
Yeah, right. I mean, I would just eat them and then whatever.
And you live in Miami, the roaches will fucking eat them.
Man, fuck a roach.
Eat the roach,
bro.
Eat the roach too.
Hey, after 3 days of nothing, man.
Okay. Would you rather stay as you are or have the ability to teleport anywhere in the world, but it's an identical copy of yourself?
So what happens to the original copy?
Dies. Did you ever see was that movie?
So yeah, it's not teleporting. It's just being reincarnated, like
So it's like getting
Replicated.
cloned.
Yeah, replicated. Yeah.
But you have to. But your other self. But you die. So every time you transport, you die. But an identical replica with your memories.
So it's like EVE Online, basically.
It's like that movie.
It sounds like Altered Carbon.
That's all I was
The
gonna say.
what's it? No, what's the one? Oh my god, with Hugh Jackman.
I guess I'll take that one.
The non-Wolverine one where he's a magician.
The Prestige.
The Prestige.
Prestige. Him and Christian Bale.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah.
You can travel anywhere,
Keep dumping
basically.
the
You can
bodies,
go
right?
to other
Yeah.
galaxies if you want.
Teleportation was that was the superpower I wanted. Yeah, I'd do that.
But then you die and your copy lives on.
You don't.
Yeah, but I am my
who cares?
copy.
You're the
Are
same
you your
thing.
copy though?
Yeah, why not?
Do you have a soul?
It's a Theseus ship situation where all the parts have changed, but there's still some sense of continuity.
Yeah.
Electrical currents stored data.
Who?
Yeah, is that all you are?
I don't know. What?
Are you just stored data?
Yeah. Well, that's yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what memories are.
And plus, you get to live forever. So
Then let me ask you: Would
Whoa. Live forever is part of the deal?
yeah, because you can replicate yourself.
No,
You just keep
thank you.
okay. Would you rather completely eliminate traffic or cancer from the entire world?
Start over here.
Cancer, dude. Eliminate cancer.
No, Dan.
Huh?
So you're saying no cancer or eliminate traffic? Obviously, no cancer, bro. That's a
The
way
correct
more
answer
serious
is
problem.
this traffic is a
Is it,
cancer.
though?
I'll deal with traffic.
I'm going with no traffic.
You'll take your chances.
I'll risk it. Yeah.
And you're
What if it's no traffic, but then you get cancer? Or there's no cancer in the world?
It's
worse
Now there's
traffic.
so much
But
traffic.
worse traffic.
it's not that it's you eliminate all cancer for everybody.
Every single type of cancer.
Every single type of cancer, or you don't get any traffic anywhere.
Oh.
What?
It's not you eliminate traffic all over the
No,
world.
you just made it so much more selfish. Obviously, cancer then.
Yeah, cancer. I don't think
No,
I
you
can
gotta-
not.
Tony's thinking. That's where I'm at. Tony, just say it.
I don't think I can not answer
Be my
cancer
Stugotz. Yeah.
and not get in trouble. So
Be my Stugotz.
You know what? I'm still going to go with traffic. Fuck it. I'm still going with traffic because I'm going to die of heart disease. So that's what I'm worried about.
I don't see how that is relatable, but would you? Would you rather have no cell phone for the rest of your life, or every text you ever sent so far will be made public on the first page of Google that's attached to your name?
fuck yeah, Beer Bros BS. Listen to it.
Yeah. I don't care about if my texts are public. It's just going to be like me saying, Reyes, stop sending those private account fucking memes. Although, I do have some news.
We'll get to your topic later.
That's not my topic. I have another topic.
We'll get to that later.
Oh.
Or would you rather?
Fine.
Would you rather drink a gallon of milk a day, or a 2-liter of Mr. Pibb for a year?
Ow. Right here.
So either you have to drink a 2-liter of Mr. Pibb every day, or a gallon of milk.
Holy crap.
For 1 year.
But like in one sitting, though? Or
No, just throughout the day.
Let I'll go first.
Into the mic, though.
Milk? Yeah, I got nothing. I got like
You can't drink a gallon of milk, though. You'll like throw
in a
up.
whole day.
Yeah, you can.
for a day, yeah, but in one
in a
sitting,
but like
no.
a 2-liter. I mean, it's a
In a day, the thing is,
It's not one sitting.
I'll take the Mr. Pip because it seems to be less calories.
I don't know about
I
that.
just don't like.
I would
Mr. Pibb.
imagine.
I'm
I don't
like,
know.
2 liter?
say it.
2-liter versus a gallon of
A
milk.
gallon, it's like eating like a brick of cheese every day.
And?
I do love cheese.
Can I substitute the
I don't
gallon
know.
of milk for a brick of cheese?
Absolutely not.
Then Mr. Pibb.
Alex?
I'll do Mr. Pibb.
So basically, we're going like,
Well,
would you
real
rather
good.
have diarrhea or kidney stones?
Very much.
There's actually a ride that on Disney World that can help ease past kidney stones.
Really?
Really?
Yeah. I've read it
I think
twice.
it was at Epcot. I think it was the spaceship Mars that the gravitational force would actually like push it out or down or
Oh, I
whatever.
thought it was going to be the Haunted Mansion.
Why would you go to fucking Disney World and you have kidney stones? That'd be the worst experience of your life.
Because it's the happiest place on earth, JJ.
No, it's not.
Like, I have a kidney stone, but I'm fucking happy. Fuck you.
Would you rather have free Wi-Fi wherever you go, or 1 year of free pizza every day for the rest of your life?
Free pizza for the rest of my life?
Every day you get a free pizza.
How do I go about getting the pizza? Is it delivered to me wherever
It is
I am?
delivered to you through Domino's.
Wherever I am?
No.
So free Domino's for life?
No.
It's just a Domino's driver.
It's
but
just a Domino's driver. He works part-time at Postmates.
Is the Wi-Fi attached to my name?
So if I go to,
Yes.
Okay, free pizza.
if I go to the middle of the Amazon jungle and I snap my fingers, the pizza guy will show up where I am, or it's going to be someplace where there's Domino's existing.
Where they could easily deliver food to you. You can't, be in King George Island and...
Okay, do I have Wi-Fi in the remote places?
Yes.
Okay, I'll take the Wi-Fi.
Dan?
I would go with the pizza, bro.
Okay.
Is it any pizza or just...
Yeah, whatever pizza you want. All right. Would you rather be able to see 30 minutes into the future, or be able to change what happened 5 minutes in the past?
5 minutes in the past.
30
into the
minutes in
future?
the future.
Yeah, that. The future.
Okay.
Yeah, this one's me.
Would you rather have no thumbs on both hands or only have one arm?
I pick the arm.
Yes.
No thumbs.
Really, I'd pick one arm.
Yeah, I pick one arm. I would cut off my left arm.
So you're talking about one arm, but a regular arm, or both arms, but with no thumbs on.
I guess texting would be fucking really difficult.
Voice
Nah, but I want both arms.
You wouldn't
I
be
don't
able to
give a fuck.
hold anything.
Yeah.
You get prosthetic thumbs.
Absolutely,
exactly.
bro. Yeah,
Yeah,
look for the
I'll get
prosthetic
both
thumbs.
arms. At least I can.
I'll let them cut off one of my toes and put it on as a fake thumb.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can have one of those toe thumbs.
Yeah,
Your name's going to be Thummy.
At least with both arms, you can still throw a punch with both hands.
Yeah, can I get
But
a
you can't make
prosthetic
a fist.
arm for my missing
no
arm?
thumb.
Yeah, of course you
I was gonna
can.
say hello.
All right, well then. I'll have a robot arm.
And you can't put a thumb in her butt.
I can with my good hand.
Don't get into Tony's.
And the prosthetic.
Let's leave
and
my
the
private
prosthetic-
life out of it, all right?
Either
pal?
way, the prosthetic arm has a dildo attached to it.
Nice.
So you're technically
Jose
fisting
has
her.
a pneumatic dildo on his fucking prosthetic arm.
It's going to be like the fucking Rick and Morty episode where, like, he's going to get his dick replaced with a sex toy.
All right, we got two more.
Robots. No. What?
Would you rather be Cupid or Grim Reaper for the day?
Cupid? Mark Cupid?
No. As in Cupid, the Greek god of love.
So you can make people fall in love, or you could kill people.
Yeah.
I already make people fall in love. With me?
Okay, cute.
Because I'm Cupid, motherfucker.
Would you rather be Cupid or the Grim Reaper?
Oh shit!
For a day.
For a day, one day.
For one whole Grim Reaper.
Yeah, Grim
dude.
Reaper too.
Let's get rid of some motherfuckers. Let's do it.
Absolutely.
I think I'd be Cupid. I don't
Yeah,
wanna
Cupid.
I don't want to be like telling people, hey, buddy.
Anybody you want to get rid of, just make them fall in love with
your
somebody
time.
inappropriate.
Oh,
my
wait, what
God.
am I thinking? I could
It's
kill
horrible.
people.
Start.
The love affairs would be, like, is that you? Like, that was
Every
me.
time a female teacher falls in love with a boy, that was Dave.
That's not Cupid. It's David. And finally, would you rather have a permanent poop smell in your house for the rest of your life? Poop? Or have to eat 3 hot dogs every morning before consuming any other food or drink?
3 hot dogs.
Hot dogs for breakfast?
Come on.
3 dicks and Dave.
What? Yes.
I got nothing.
What Jose said.
You already have a name for this, I guess. What?
It's the half portion of 6 dicks and Dave. And Dade. My bad.
Oh. All right then.
Who? What was? Is that a reference to something, Jose?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's next? Dave?
Let's just keep moving.
Let's just
Wait,
get
wait,
to the
wait.
next.
I think I
What's
figured
the
this
next
out.
segment on hand? Let's
Figure
just
this
move
out.
on.
Jose is talking about the beer 6 days in Dade, but somehow it became 3 dicks and Dave.
Can you fit that many, Dave?
It's a session version.
Because of hot dogs. Hot dogs are like dicks in this analogy, everyone.
Okay, well.
That being said, I would take the 3 hot dogs for breakfast.
Yeah, you
I don't
Yeah, you
take
would.
3 hot dogs.
Where would you take them?
And that brings us to our second beer of the night.
Second beer.
So this one is a cream ale, which is infused with grapefruit. The cream ale is a nice, very light ale, and it took pretty well to the grapefruit infusion. It's not like over the top. It's it's very mellow, but it's still right there at the end. It's a little bit dry at the end. It's this is actually the first beer that we brewed on our system here. It was
Oh, well.
it was a little scary, to say the least. It's a used brewery. It's not like a $1 million brewing platform. So figuring out where all the hoses were supposed to go and figuring out how to get the mash temperature perfect, and the mash got stuck for like an extra hour and a half. So it was tough, but it was a fun learning experience. Cool. And we were happy that it came out to be something drinkable. I was terrified it would be a disaster, that I was going to go down the drain, but here we are drinking it, and I like it. So
Yeah, grapefruit is kind of tough because you think that grapefruit is like sweet, but it's actually really not. It's
bitter.
more like
It's very dry,
bitter,
and bitter,
dry,
yeah.
and
Which
like
I love.
pulpy.
It's really good, man. I like it a lot.
Thanks, bud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, it's cool. Like usually when you see grapefruit, it's always grapefruit IPA. So I like that you went bold here and do a different style with the grapefruit.
A different direction, yeah.
So the name of this one is Grapefruit Crates, right?
That's good.
And I was gonna say, like, I always like the pairing of like citrus flavors and cream ales because you kind of get that like kind of orange creamsicle sort of taste.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of like a grapefruit creamsicle. It's pretty good.
Thanks, bud.
Yeah, and I enjoyed that. Actually, I guess you didn't put lactose because people always do the gimmick like, oh, cream ale, oh, it needs lactose to be sweet.
The whole milkshake type of thing, right?
Yeah. Oh my God, that's it. You got an idea for upcoming
brew.
events. You could do frozen versions of this and
There
sell
we
like.
go.
There you go.
And if you need a name, Three Dicks and Dave works. So, so JJ, why don't you go with the first topic of the night?
Yeah, I got something real interesting here.
The trailer of Red Dead Redemption 2 came out.
Oh yeah,
That is true, and that looks really fucking awesome.
It does look really awesome,
right? Yeah, that's why I thought so as well. But no, actually, I'm going to talk about Popeyes is going to be their headquarters is coming down to Miami from Atlanta.
Oh, it's like someone stole a topic here. Huh?
Yeah. So yeah, I'm really passionate about this. Popeyes.
Yeah. When's the last time you fucking ate Popeyes?
Last week.
Yeah. I bet you
Not
didn't
near
even
my
know
house.
about the
Where's there a
platters.
Popeyes?
I bet you didn't even know about the
Is there
platters.
Popeyes down here?
No, I
Who
like.
told you about platters? Who told you about platters?
I heard it on some podcast.
JJ looks, for those who can't see, JJ looks so uncomfortable right now.
Bro, where
I'll have you know-
else is there a Popeyes, man? I know the one by
Hey,
the
there's
zoo
going to
or
be one by the headquarters, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, like where else do they have it? I know the
Right
one
by
the
Jose's
zoo.
house. There's
They're
one
opening
opening
one by Jose's house now.
in the spring
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
36.
Oh, okay.
So excited. Do we know when that's opening?
No, but the building's already
By the
practically
studio,
up.
excuse me. They're opening a Popeyes by the
By the
studio.
studio, yeah.
By the studio. Yep. So yeah,
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
yeah,
Popeyes, sponsor us. Give us free chicken.
free chicken for us.
Yeah, please.
For Beer Bros and BS, how about that?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, fine.
They could. I'm sure they could spare a family. You know,
The family meal?
a 12-piece with 2 sides and 4 biscuits.
Oh, just 4 biscuits?
Yeah,
Oh man.
that's what
We
it
can
comes
split
with.
the biscuits.
That's what it comes with, JJ. Act like you've been there.
So evidently they were bought out by the same company that owns Tim Hortons.
and now
BK.
Burger King.
Burger King.
Yeah.
When did that acquisition occur?
Well, they haven't officially announced this yet. So
This
it
is
was-
all making sense. The company that owned them before, Fisherman, was probably pumping in cash, increasing the value. And here comes this. It's still a Brazilian
RBI
restaurant
I think
conglomerate, right?
I think it's called RBI.
Yeah,
just
it's
roll
RBI.
up in there. Damn, yo, if they fuck up that chicken, I swear.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to freeze dry it. I'm gonna have to buy it all and freeze dry it.
There will be hell to pay. Hell, I say.
Well, hey, would it make you happy if they brought some Popeye chicken, like their style chicken, over to BK to make chicken sandwiches?
No, BK sucks, bro.
Yeah, it
BK
does.
has gone down the toilet. It's
I was gonna
horrible.
say, well, because I
Garbage.
stopped using
We
your
still love you.
coupons?
The views
no, it was always cheap. It was always cheap, but it was terrible.
I know what you're saying.
the views
only
of the
redeeming-
King of Alapata do not reflect that of Beer Bros BS.
The only redeeming factor about
Sponsors,
BK
get
is
sponsors out, and that's why I only want.
BK for sponsorship, right?
the only redeeming factor about BK is that it's a South Florida company. That's
Yeah.
about it.
These are just our opinions, right?
Yeah, I could use a Whopper.
But I just like growing up.
Bet you could.
BK was like, it was second to McDonald's, but it was great.
Yeah, BK was great.
And they were kicking ass.
Hell yeah.
And now, Wendy's has passed them, and they're just
Wendy's
kind
is
of
totally past them.
Yeah, and
In your opinion,
they're like a distant third, I guess.
I mean, they're following two separate philosophies, right? Like McDonald's is trying to go for like the more fast casual kind of approach, while and Wendy's kind of the same too. But Burger King is trying to just be the value brand. I mean, they got those nuggets for like $1.49 or whatever.
They also
Those
have
things are
the
like
Cheeto
paper
fries.
thin. You ever seen like paper thin nuggets?
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not just me, right? Like, it's not as good as it used to be.
It's definitely not.
Yeah.
No. It's definitely not. It's
think
been
it's just
erased to the bottom.
So step it up, Burger King.
Well, I think it also has to do with the fact how they reacquisitioned the company. It went from private to public, and then they had to put it into a private, and then they've been just going through back and forth through the transition, and it just shows you that the company doesn't really understand what they really want to be.
Yeah.
Everything.
I concur.
On the bright side, at least they're not Chick-fil-A.
What's wrong with Chick-fil-A?
I
It's just
hate
delicious.
Chick-fil-A.
Oh my god, I
Chick-fil-A
fucking
is
love
the-
Chick-fil-A.
No, Chick-fil-A is the
After
worst.
busting his balls, can I actually talk about what I want to talk about?
The views of the craft beer Gooner do not reflect that of Beer Bros
Chick-fil-A
BS
is
sponsors or
delicious.
affiliates.
No.
Yo, have you had the frosted lemonade?
Of course he hasn't.
Man, the only downside to Chick-fil-A is that it's not open when you're hungover. You know what I'm saying? Like, you wake up Sunday and you're like, man, you know what I could really
Unless-
go for is a frosted lemonade.
Unless you
That
day
is a
drink.
big strike against them.
Yeah.
Unless you day drink.
Unless you what?
Unless you day drink.
First call.
I guess that's good. No, maybe. Yeah. I love
All right. So since I was just busting his balls through our elaborate plans,
So, what's your topic, Dan?
wait.
Welcome back, Dan.
Hey, thanks, guys. Yeah. So, anyways, I was about to talk about, this last Sunday night. This guy JJ over here and I.
And you didn't go to Chick-fil-A.
We went over to. We were gonna go to Chick-fil-A, but we fucking couldn't. So instead, we went to the Warped Tour, and I'll let him talk some more about it.
Yeah. So this was the last ever Warped Tour. Well, it's your topic too, so you could talk about it.
It's really not.
Yeah. Anyway, so it was actually the last ever date of Warped Tour, which started back in 1995. For those who are not familiar with Warped Tour, it started off as a punk rock festival, ska.
What sound was that?
Ska. That was me trying to do a horn sound at the same time. But it's evolved over the years. Depending on who you talk to, for better or worse. But regardless, I always thought it was the best value in music festivals. Like this last one that we just went to, as much as things cost, it was still only $25 plus the fees to see 100 bands. That's like impossible nowadays. Like Coachella's $500. Whenever they do like some of these rock festivals, and most of them are dead that exist. So like Pennywise closed out this one, as well as Less Than Jake. So it was a cool throwback for old
Ska.
So anyway, I was gonna tell you guys real quick. So besides them having all these awesome punk rock or hardcore or metal artists, ska artists, they also every once in a while they have some random bands or some artists you may not know of. Besides, they have the local stage every year. They would support local bands, such as Tony's that was on there in 2001, and I'll give you guys a few that you didn't know maybe played Warped Tour. In 1999, Eminem played. So that was a big surprise. His set lasted how long, Tony? We were there.
That's right. In Pompano Beach, it lasted all of like 5 minutes.
Because there was a curfew of no swearing in Pompano Beach. And
fuck that.
So after his set, after 5 minutes, he was like, fuck this shit, I'm out of here. He got arrested right after that because he continued the curse anyway. Pennywise ended that show and did fuck authority. They got arrested for playing that. Anyway, so also another random one for you. 2008, Katy Perry. The very popular Katy Perry played Warped Tour. She's
so talented.
Yeah, she had a Christian band back in 2001.
You know who's her biggest fan? You'll never believe this.
Mississippi?
Friend of the show, Polly G.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta bring that out to him.
Yeah. Big fan. Big fan of what's her face.
Do you know what her cat's name is? Kitty Purry.
That's funny.
True story.
I hope everyone enjoyed Tony's time on the show. He's fired. Anyway, so also a couple other ones. Beck
Now here's Boney.
made an appearance. Black Eyed Peas in '99. I also saw that.
That's pre-Fergie, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
My goodness.
So nobody was
They
watching
were actually
that.
still like keeping a little bit of hip hop cred.
It's true.
Ice-T in '09 did a little action with Body Count, his metal band. Pharrell Williams did in '02. And Joan Jett.
It was NERD at 02.
Right, back then it was NERD. So, and also Joan Jett did it, and that was in '06. So, some big time, names that you wouldn't expect were on Warped Tour. It will be missed. I feel that's like Toys R Us closing down. I felt that was a big part of childhood, and I think it sucks that kids don't have a way to express themselves. I always thought that was like a cool place. Like even going to this one with Dan.
You mean Toys R Us?
Both Warped Tour and Toys R Us.
I love to express myself at Toys R Us.
But like going with Dan, obviously we're probably some of the oldest dudes there, even though there's some old punk rockers there for Pennywise and whatnot. But there's people there bringing their like 12, 13-year-olds to their first concert. It's a cool experience. There was nothing like it. It was cheap, and it was a good way to discover new artists because there were so many bands. I think that really sucks that it's not around. It's almost like a burn my bacon, but
I thought you were going to end on and that burns my bacon.
No, but like I'm happy, and I'm happy that I got to celebrate it with Dan. That was a good time. So Warped Tour, you will be missed. Thanks for the memories.
Birthday episode? We're celebrating birthday and the death of Warped Tour.
Yeah, man.
life and death.
Circle of life. Yeah, that's right. And then I guess I'll use that as a segue. So yeah, guys, I turned 33 yesterday.
Woo!
Thank you all.
Happy birthday.
And thank you, man. And
put some candles in
by
this
the way, did you know? I have a random question to ask. You guys know why Michael Jackson likes 33-year-olds?
Because there's 3 twice?
Because there are 30 of them.
Welcome back, Dan. Welcome back.
And also, I guess I'll just go on. No, something unrelated, but
just put this to sleep and ready.
Jesus Christ, I like
You're
that.
going to bring up a...
I'm not kidding anymore, but I gotta just go on with what my actual topic was going to be. It's just more of a general blanket statement to throw out there. What I thought was kind of funny is that with all the automation and technology happening these days, I feel like one of these days soon that like tractors will soon be self-driving too. So I feel like eventually we're gonna have country songs that are about their tractors leaving them instead of their women now. Like I don't know, man. I think it's gonna be an interesting future. I'm looking forward
it's obviously
to
a Brad Paisley song.
Oh God, it's gonna be one of them. I don't know who that is.
That was a good comeback, Dan.
So where have you been, Dan?
I've been all over, man.
All over
Dude,
Pinecrest, South Kendall.
Oh, well, you know what, man? Honestly, a little bit of that, but a little bit of other shit too. Kind of spin the wheel of Dan and see what happens. It's usually one of those things.
Random llama attack.
There have been several.
You know what the latest excuse is? Ska.
You know this. But yeah, guys, glad to fucking be
Happy
back
birthday,
and right on. Let's move it on.
Right. So, hey,
What's up?
Al, tell us about this fucking place. Why should people come drink fucking beer here? Tell us the upbringings of Spanish Marie.
Well, we are the first brewery in Kendall, so there's that. And it was quite the battle to get that to happen. Albert here can attest to that. He fought long and hard for about a year to get some ordinances changed for us to make this happen. But yeah, man, we're the only ones out here, man. You know, the beer closed down, and there's not much to do out here. You know, you gotta drive half an hour to get to the Gables, even longer to get to Wynwood, and you gotta enjoy yourselves somewhere locally.
I agree, bro.
Yeah, we've been doing this for a long time. You know, we've been going to events. I mean, we started this in 2014. Going to events since 2015. Debuted at I think it was called 305 Beer Fest.
305 Beer Fest, by the airport.
That's where I met you guys.
Yeah. And we started right off doing the Prohibition era theme, obviously with Spanish Marie, bringing a little history of a local history to people's palates, and we started off doing the pairings. That was really popular at events. We had huge lines, a lot of interest. We did that for a few years, and I mean, the first year we started, we found this location. We'd go to events and we'd ask people, if you could choose where we'd open, where would it be? And, a lot of people would throw you a bone and say something like, oh, Wynwood's popping right now, and maybe you should go to Doral. Kind of throwing you a bone, but we'd always ask people at these events, where would you like us to open? And they would always say those two. But the most passionate people at the events were the people from Kendall. And that's when we really started to really listen in and start looking down here. I mean, I combed every street from Aventura down to Pinecrest, but then I started really looking into Kendall, and I found this place in 2015. Signed the lease, jumped in, started the plans, running the permits, all that stuff, and then the next year was, all right, well, you can't have a tap room. I'm like, okay, well, we got to fix that. Why can't we have a tap room? Oh, because you have churches all around you. I'm like, there's churches everywhere in Miami.
Oh,
like, why
wow.
would that be a problem for us? We're in an industrial zone. Like, we should be good to go. No, that's sorry. And I'm like, all right, well, where would we go if we couldn't open up here? So I looked around, and there's a software that Miami-Dade makes available to everybody. And I plotted all the churches in unincorporated Miami, all of South Florida. And it was literally like the entire map was covered. Like, we wouldn't have been able to go anywhere else unless we went to the city of Doral or Wynwood. So, we talked to Commissioner Zapata about that. We put in some ordinance changes and got some support, lobbied commissioners as well, and a year later we got it changed to for breweries to not even have to worry about churches, not have to worry about other license holders. So anybody selling beer or whatever, you can be near anybody. And we eliminated all those requirements, and then it took another year for construction to finish. So that's kind of been the recap of what we've had to deal with.
Dan is feeling epically at
it's fucking tricky, man.
So Dan is not a bartender.
Try it out. It's kind of hard, man.
Yeah, no, it's...
That's what she said.
Do you guys have any
You
plans?
just gotta go with it.
You guys have any plans to incorporate the pairings again into?
Yeah, of course. We've always wanted to reincorporate that, and that's always in the plans. But right now, we need to focus on the tap room and the manufacturing. Like, we got to make a decision a lot of times. Like, all right, what are we going to work on? Are we going to put money back into the tap room so people can, have something to look at in the walls? Because right now it's a little bare. Or buy some furniture because everyone's sitting still on their Home Depot chairs and
The fold-out chairs and
those foldable chairs. Or do we want like another 12 half barrels of keg so we can make more beer, or another fermenter? So it's a little bit of a balancing act right now, and we want to put as much money into the manufacturing side so we can really push things forward as quickly as possible, crank out as much beer as possible for you guys.
Jaime, you mentioned earlier it was a 7-barrel brew house.
That's correct.
How much can you guys crank out right now with your current setup?
Well, at 7 barrels, it's about 220 gallons of beer per batch, and we have 3 fermenters, which at this point in time is our bottleneck. So once I fill them up, they're pretty much stuck, So what I'm trying to do is get the schedule proper so I can, as soon as a beer pops out of the fermenter, I have enough beer that I'm brewing to put right into it, to maximize the space. But then we've run into like bright tanks. We don't have enough bright tanks as well. So then I have to run into the cooler and keg off an entire batch of something, in there into slims, and then store those to bring the next beer over, So it's it's a balancing act to get in there and try to create variety at on the taps, because we have 20 taps, and right now we have 9 beers, but we want to have all 20 be house beers eventually,
And it's already like month 2. I mean, we're in 2.5 right now.
Yeah, May 19th.
And
when we opened up.
You guys are super
just
young.
opened up.
Yeah.
But we already have to rebrew, and so we're finishing the guava is the guayaba era is already on its last keg. So we got to rebrew the blonde again, and so now we got to store that, and then still try to fill up the rest of the 11 taps somehow. It's definitely a balancing act.
And the question I had was, why the name Spanish Marie? What's that about?
So Spanish Marie was a Prohibition era rum runner. Here in South Florida back in the 20s, a lot of the reasons. I mean, nothing's changed in the last like 80 years. A lot of the reasons people come to Miami are really to like party, have a good time, you know. And same thing back then. It was alcohol, gambling, and you know, maybe buying property.
On the beach.
So rum running was huge down here. And a lot of the alcohol would come in from Havana or the islands, hop on a train and sent back up north. So it was a hub down here, and you had people like the Real McCoy, and it sounds familiar, right? The Real McCoy. He was a rum runner right in the same era, and his wife, Spanish Marie's husband. Was actually the rum runner, and his name was Charlie Waite, and they called him King Charlie, the king of rum running down here. So that's why we named the passion fruit wheat, after him. And she took over when he got shot and killed during one of his rum runnings from Havana. He got in a shootout with a Coast Guard, and he died, but. It was like really weird because back in the day, it was so commonplace to be rum running, to be shot and killed by a Coast Guard. It was kind of like, it was weird, especially when you had a big operation. But I did a little bit of research and I found out that Capone, a few months after that, was seen with the mayor of Miami and the chief of police of Miami setting up his operations in Havana. So it was probably like he was getting pushed out, So then his wife took over the business and, became the queen of rum running here in South Florida. And so we took on that moniker and we're going with telling her story and trying to incorporate her story in the beer names and the beer styles and the tap room.
Yeah, I believe wasn't Smash Marie she got that name because she had a radio station, correct? And
no, it was. So
she was using code.
She had a fleet of ships, right, that would bring in alcohol in from Havana, and she did a little bit better than her husband. She armed speedboats with like weapons and stuff, and had planes, had a radio, and back then it's the 20s, right? So having a radio was kind of a big deal back then. And she had code words and code language, but in Spanish. So a lot of the Coast Guards back then, it was like mainly American down here. They couldn't understand anything she was saying in this code language in Spanish, so they just ended up calling her Spanish Marie. But her real name's Marie Waite.
Yeah.
So a little bit of history there.
Badass.
Yeah, nice.
Very cool. Really, really awesome, man. Wow.
So come to the brewery and make your own stories of weaponizing your boats and your vehicles to come to
of running beer from Kendall into your mouth.
It's dangerous places. This is why fucking King Alberto doesn't come down here. This is too dangerous. The Wild West.
It is past my curfew, huh?
Wild West Kendall.
And that brings us to our third beer of the night.
Oh, the beer we're drinking right now is the 312-28. It is a black IPA. It's more or less a hybrid of a beer. It's a cross between a stout and an India Pale Ale. So you pick up a lot of the dark malts. We use Black Prince in this case to give the beer its characteristics. Its smokiness. It's almost like a chocolateness that it has to it. But then we generously hopped it as well with some Columbus, some Cascade, and it's supposed to, like, the bitterness of the hops is supposed to blend with the smokiness of the Black Prince and the dark malts.
I like it a lot, man.
Thanks,
I mean,
bud.
that's delicious.
Yeah. And the 312-28 was
That's right.
The day she got arrested here in Miami during one of her runnings. And so it was a dark
day for her.
See, all the names of the beers have a little history in them.
Yeah, I thought one of you had like a 1-year-old, like an 11-year-old, and that was like its 21st birthday, like
in the future,
like 2028.
Right? That's the day that she'll be old enough to drink.
No, this beer is amazing. This is like the one that like when I was talking to you guys, and it's one of the first ones I had. Yeah. And I was like, holy shit.
It's one of my favorite to drink and to brew, actually. I really enjoy this beer a lot, man.
Yeah.
So I'm going to keep making it, man. You know, it's going to keep.
Yeah, you don't see that many black IPAs out there.
No, it was very popular for a while. It was one of those like in style, one of those fads, and it kind of just disappeared.
Yeah, the only one that I really saw in fad was Titanic once did it.
Yeah. That's actually based on my recipe. Yeah, actually, I used to work at Titanic actually for a long time. Actually.
Oh, okay.
I was there for almost 12 years. And that's where I started off as a buster, dishwasher, and I worked my way up to up to managing pretty much. And
wow, good to know.
I helped the brewer master out for a while there, and I brought him a bottle of my black IPA at the time, which is a very basic recipe back in its day, and he liked it so much that we kind of ramped it up and we put it on tap there.
Holy shit!
So it was like my first taste of like having my beer made in a large scale and having people actually drink it like on a large scale as well. And
very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I've been brewing it ever since. Yeah.
Awesome. That's badass, dude.
Yeah, I see what you mean. That it's very stouty. You get a lot of the roast with it, and definitely the color as well.
Yeah, it kind of throws you off.
I think I could even go for even a hoppier version of this beer.
Yeah, I think the next version, I might drop down the dark malt, the Black Prince a little bit, and maybe up the hops a little more. But for the first run, I'll take it. I'll drink it.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I'll do my topic next. I don't know if you guys have heard, but we don't really do too much politics on the show for understandably.
I thought we did zero politics on the show.
Zero politics.
However, I want to talk about a new.
Thanks, Pauly G.
About the there's obviously some tension politically between USA and Russia, and I don't know if you heard about the ambassador. Don't say Dan because you probably heard that Russia has appointed to the U.S. for humanitarian aid.
Yes, I do know.
So evidently, Russia has tasked Steven Seagal with improving U.S. ties.
With roundhouse kicks.
He has a big following over there. They love him.
Yeah. Russian Foreign Ministry said on Saturday it made the actor its special representative for Russian-U.S. humanitarian ties. A role it said it was meant to deepen cultural, art, and youth ties between the two countries.
Youth ties?
Bro, Vladimir Putin presented a Russian passport to the actor in 2016, saying he hoped it would serve as a symbol of fractious ties between Moscow and Washington. The Russian Foreign Ministry likened Seagal's role to that of a UN goodwill ambassador, and said that the actor is known for his martial arts. For more than a decade, Seagal, who according to his own website is 66, has been a regular visitor to Russia. And he's known for movies such as Under Siege, Sniper Special Ops. And evidently, the Russians have loved his films.
Don't forget Hard to Kill.
A Russian...
I'm going to take you to the bank, Trent. The blood bank.
The Russian news said that he's always had a strong desire to help improve Russian-American relations. And he's worked tirelessly in this direction for many years, unofficially, and now he's really grateful for this opportunity. Evidently, President Putin is also a big fan of his martial arts style, Aikido. And so, everybody knows, Steven Seagal from his films, but there's some other things about him. He was born in Lansing, Michigan, as was I.
Apparently, he's a singer, right?
Yeah, he makes records.
He has. I forgot. I was going to write that. He has several. He has a guitar collection from B.B. King, Stevie Ray Vaughan. He has a bunch of.
Yeah, he's a huge blues guy.
He was, like I said, he was granted Russian citizenship in 2016. He had lived in Japan between 71 and 73. Lyoto Machida credited Seagal for helping him perfect his front kick that he used to knock out Randy Couture at UFC 129.
And Anderson Silva, too.
And he's a reserve officer in Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office.
In Louisiana, right?
And he had a TV show about that.
Yep.
And he was the martial arts instructor on the James Bond film Never Say Never Again, which was Sean Connery's last film. He actually broke Connery's wrist during production.
Damn.
and he's uncredited now in that film.
Shit.
That's Seagal always breaking people's arms.
So we got Dennis Rodman in North Korea, and so we got Seagal in Russia. So who's gonna go to like Iran? It's gonna be Chuck Norris?
My dear.
Borat. I got
Not a bad idea.
I got dibs on Venezuela.
It'll be Iran Morad.
That's a good idea. It's gonna be the next Expendables.
It's like 8 of those movies already, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of terrible movies, guys, MoviePass.
How's the movie
pretty much giving up on that sponsorship. Yeah, I think I'm gonna jump ship. They're raising the prices to $15, and they're it's a 50% increase in price.
And what do you get for that extra cost?
You get 27 fewer movies.
What?
Yeah.
Did you know that their stock dropped all the way down to like
$3?
Like $3. So, but if you buy $3 and they go all the way back up.
What was MoviePass? It's a subscription to watch movies in theaters, new releases.
Basically, you pay a monthly. Well, you used to be able to pay a monthly fee,
$10,
and then be able to go to as many movies as you want.
One movie a day.
That was the concept. But obviously, they lost a shitload of fucking money doing it.
Yeah, they were hemorrhaging
and they're
money.
like, all right,
It was dead. It was dead before it even started.
Well, I mean, the thing is,
It's a great product.
It worked out for like a few months when
For
it
the
was
consumers, it was great.
You know, when it was like fucking totally known by like everybody, but then people were like, okay, like.
I guess they didn't
It
expect
got way
people to
too
go.
popular, and
They didn't expect people to use it as
people
much.
to use it all the time. So when people would go every day, they're like, okay, shit, we're hemorrhaging funds. Like, we can't afford to stay open. Let's raise money. Let's limit the usage and stuff. And then, yeah, it sucks.
Wait, so at $15, you can still see 3 movies, though?
Yeah, it's still a great deal, but once you had a taste of that $10 lifestyle,
But here's the thing: there's another company called Cinemia.
Yes, Cinemia. There's a few competitors.
That for $14.99, you can also see 3 films. However, there are no blockouts, and you can see 3D, IMAX, or Cinebicho.
And you're seeing actual movie theaters come up with their own
I'm gonna do
subscription.
that.
That sounds awesome.
You're seeing movie chains come up with their own subscription services.
Well, AMC has like the premiere.
Yeah,
was that what
Stubbs
it is?
A-list. And then there's also one for Cinemark, which are those really big fancy theaters in the middle of nowhere.
No, I know they have that one that's like in
Egyptian
Miramar. Or
themed, yeah.
something.
Does Regal have one?
I don't know if Regal has a subscription service yet. Why? Is that the closest theater to you?
Yeah.
You got something you want to say?
Yeah, we're in Wild West.
Kendall Village.
You can come to the brewery and then go catch a movie.
Just a couple of Kendall boys.
Yeah. It's actually what we did on Friday. Came to the brewery and went to a movie.
You went to a movie today?
No, Friday. We came here and then...
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I did see you Friday.
It's
Beautiful.
Now can you take a growler to the movie?
Or you could just go to the concert center.
That's the next step, right there.
See, that's the thing. Like, if you have the ability to see unlimited movies,
It's
or
not-
basically unlimited, right? Like, if you could see any movie a day, then you would see stuff that you would not normally go and see.
Exactly. That's what I've been saying the whole time.
But now, like,
every time
yeah.
you used to tell yourself, I don't want to see that in theaters. Oh, I'm not going to pay to see that in theaters. Well, now you don't have to pay to see it in theaters because you already paid for it.
Exactly. Somebody needs to just have, like, whatever the price point is where it will work to have unlimited movies.
Yeah.
What if the producers did this like MGM?
Subscription based, so like why not movie theaters already? Like,
Truth is, you start to realize. I'm sorry.
Like even your cars, like they're gonna do subscription based. Like isn't it like Mercedes or something, or Escalade or something gonna do subscription based cars? Like you pay like a monthly fee to own that car for.
The Windows operating system.
Isn't it called a
like a lease?
Like a lease.
Yeah.
No, but I know what you mean, bro. Yeah.
No, you get to switch off whatever car you want.
Right. It's
You're
like
paying the subscription,
It's
and
like
you're
the
like,
shit
oh,
you do for
today
like
I want
an
to drive.
iPhone,
Like,
and then it's
Yeah.
like, every couple years.
But
you get the newer
Microsoft
one.
is about to do the same
but
thing.
it's, I don't think it's like limited to a few years. I think it's like monthly.
Like
you
on
can switch it
demand?
off.
Yeah.
Like you can just.
Oh, that's everything. That's
You
the
don't have to worry
future of
about
everything.
Maintenance and whatnot. That's pretty cool.
I will say I've seen a lot of shitty movies though. So people's instincts are pretty much right. When you're like, I don't know, that looks kind of shitty. Maybe I'll wait.
Have you seen the Meg yet?
No, that came out today.
Was that good?
Or tomorrow, I think, right?
No,
it
today.
came out early.
Yeah.
Really?
I want to see it. Killer Sharks.
Also blacked out on MoviePass.
I'll say Jason Statham probably punches a shark or something.
I think when you're looking at it that is blacked out,
except for Landmark.
recently, it'll what happens is, I think after X amount of viewings, they cut it off for the day. So if you
What
get
do
your
you
ticket earlier in the morning, you're good.
Oh. Oh yeah, no, I have seen that where they've been cutting out showtimes.
There are no more, viewings.
Yeah. And it's like, that's bullshit.
And that brings us to our next beer, number 4.
This one is the Guayaba. This is the Guayaba era. It's a blonde ale, which we infused with guava. Really fresh guava puree. The pulp is actually like in the beer. You can actually like taste it.
Yeah.
Feel it on your palate.
Lots of guava in this one.
Lots of guava. Yeah. It's the nose is really strong and very generously guavified.
That's good.
But it's been actually one of the more popular beers that we have on tap. It's refreshing. It's great for the hot weather that we have. Yeah, very familiar flavors.
I've always
it was funny. At first, I was a little afraid that we had gone overboard with the guava, but Albert pushed me in that direction, and here we are.
Thank me, guys. You
Can you get the churro food truck to come here so I can dip the shit in the fucking beer and
that'd be fantastic.
eat it?
I always wanted
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Churros and guava?
Which truck?
A churro.
A churro truck.
To dip in
Dip in the beer.
beer.
He could be onto
What
something.
country do they do that in?
I don't know.
America.
There you go.
This is his creation, all right?
It's a
He
Kendall
stands
thing.
by it.
They do that in Kendall.
It's a Kendall
It's
thing.
the Wild West. Yeah, I'm fucking savage. There is no rules here. It's like Mad Max out here.
Yeah. Wild Kendall as opposed to the calm
Yeah, you have
Alapata.
churro trucks and you have
The calm neighborhood of
homestead.
I'm sorry. Yeah, no, I forgot.
Alapata known for
I forgot where,
it's quiet area.
Yeah, you have
calm
Gold's
neighborhood.
not too
forgot we're
far
in
off
the
where you can
Everglades.
get like these fresh guava, like other fruits.
Where do you think
down
it
here,
comes
too.
from?
Oh yeah, there's plenty of fresh food down here, man. It's incredible what we have access to.
I've always said everybody makes guava beers that are sour. It's like, let me get a sweet one. I always said that, and this is perfect.
Pastelito
It's not.
beer.
It's
Just what you wanted?
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah, I could drink this all the time.
It's like guava juice.
Yeah, it's almost like I said. It's
Can I take
almost
some home?
gone, guys. So you gotta
Kinda-
drink it up while you still can. Because I
take some home?
I have to brew some more.
Kind of want to dip my pastelito in it.
I want to dip my balls in it.
Whatever turns you on, buddy. It's all right. You don't.
Cheese filling.
Jose, what's up? You got?
So recently, my wife showed me a YouTube video on
YouTube?
On YouTube?
on YouTube. No. It's,
He's already
It's like no. No, it was on Vimeo.
It was on Vimeo. I was going to say that. On Vimeo.
Pictures of cats.
Okay, what was the video about, Jose? It doesn't matter.
He's checking with Soyo.
Oh my God.
Where was it on? Was it Apple? Apple
Sofia
trailers?
Vergara.
Yeah,
So you saw a YouTube video on Sofia Vergara.
So on Sofia, it was on Sofia Vergara, but it was on her husband. Her husband owns a clothing company that actually does D&D. I didn't realize that D&D is actually technically still popular.
We're bra size.
He was on
Damn, bro.
Dungeons and Dragons. So
She has the
Sofia Vergara. So
the plus
she has
10 tits of hotness.
Exactly.
Yes, 10 tits.
Plus 10.
She had perfect rolls. Anyways,
Critical roll. Critical boobs.
no,
I'm sorry, please continue.
No, but he was on one of these late night talk shows, like actually talking in, and he mentioned that the host was like, oh, you used to play Dungeons and Dragons back then when like it was actually not as cool, and actually it made me think about how this nerd culture all of a sudden has become the cool thing. Meanwhile,
So we're gonna be in agreement that Dungeons and Dragons is cool.
Is it
no,
cool
it's
though?
never cool. but it was my thing.
But I think,
You're cool, Jose.
I think what you're saying is like it's more accepted. Right? Like people can admit that, I play D&D and not be.
But I mean, I see a lot of people just doing it on the superficial level. Like, I don't know if they really like it. Like, I see a lot of people on Twitch just like be like, I'm playing D&D. Like, I'm cool. Like, please
you only want
click
the
on my
purists.
link. So,
Do you really think that somebody's going to ironically decide to play that game and ironically decide to also stream it on Twitch?
Yeah.
Like, if they're going to do that, they're
impress, like,
committed.
Twitch people?
Pretty committed to
Twice as much.
Nah, but they might be cashing in. It might not
Or
be-
they might just be paid to be on Twitch. I guess
Yes.
they do that to some people.
Yeah.
yes,
You
there's,
know,
a lot,
if The Rock
there's a
does
lot
it,
of
then-
there's a lot of chicks
Big
like
Show
on-
played D&D and put the video of it online too, I heard.
I mean,
Also, girls can't play D&D?
they sure can. My wife used to play.
Girls could definitely be on Twitch.
She plays with this D&D also.
She plays with my D&D.
What's
the second D?
I don't want to
get it.
know. No, I don't want
It's his ding dong. Come on, guys.
Ding dong.
Ding and dong.
Come on.
Ding and
No,
dong.
but like I find it interesting that like the company has somehow managed to keep on the game like alive. They have managed to like bring together Magic the Gathering and D&D. That's the next expansion.
No, it's cool.
Yu-Gi-Oh's next.
Oh,
wow.
Yu-Gi-Oh is not. It's owned by Konami.
Pokemon, Gundam, Goku.
Oh, they're making a Gundam movie.
Are you just
No.
naming Japanese things?
Random Japanese games.
Yes.
Go Power Rangers.
HP.
Sushi, Shogun, Samurai, Ninja.
Thank
Plus,
you.
plus 10.
Tonichiwa. Plus 10.
Harold Rara.
Konpai.
Plus 2 to Thaco.
What up, Thaco?
All right, yeah. So anyway, what's up?
You were missed on the last episode, Jose.
I know.
Severely.
But I was away on vacation. We'll listen to that about next time.
Whenever,
we-
I don't know if we can wait that long.
Yeah. Maria missed you more than me. So.
Oh.
Yeah, JJ was very upset.
there was a story told about you and your wife that Maria told us.
Oh, you didn't hear? You guys didn't listen to the episode?
So that means you guys have not listened.
It was
to the
only
episode.
up today.
No.
No, it's been up.
That's plenty of time.
It's been up since Sunday.
Oh. My bad.
Saturday night.
I liked it today.
You're going down in the power ranking, so
Yeah, that's true.
That is true.
Okay, Tony, you got a topic?
I got a couple of topics.
Oh, okay.
So first, so as I referenced earlier, Reyes and I have had this kind of ongoing conflict.
Conflict about what?
About we have an Instagram group chat, and
Oh boy, here we go.
and Reyes
Just follow the account, Tony.
yeah Reyes
Stop.
Reyes is fond of
Next
sending
topic.
memes, but they're memes from private accounts.
That everyone else seems to enjoy or ignore.
So if you don't follow the account, you can't see it, and you just see this is a video unavailable or photo
So
unavailable.
follow the account.
Or just like it anyways, or don't say
Here's the thing,
anything.
right? And
That's what JJ does. JJ
so if you want to
just
see it, you
ignores
have to follow the account, and then you've polluted your own feed with that account, right?
And now you associate
Polluted.
yourself
Polluted.
with this.
That's a loaded word, huh?
Well, you've clogged it up, right? Maybe you don't want to.
I'm
see
sorry,
this
your views
stuff all the time.
I don't think your views.
Well,
on my,
you're clogging your arteries. I didn't think your feed would be so.
I'm sorry. We clogged your timeline with memes.
Anyway, that's not my point. The point is, we've developed a solution.
Oh no.
We've developed a solution.
Yes.
I'm the peacemaker.
So yeah, so
And it's not following the accounts.
we figured out
Yes.
that
It is.
I can follow the accounts and I can mute the accounts, so I don't see them in my regular feed.
You just see the ones I
But
send
when you send the memes, I see them.
Wow.
Do we
Way
have
to-
the
way to
applause
partner
sound
a
effect?
truce, Dave. Wow.
So
Because I got upset because I can't see it. Like,
so
See, it bothers everyone.
So that's
but it's something he would like. It's not a random. It was about because we have a separate soccer group chat actually.
Insta-Troll Football
Yeah.
is the best account ever.
Welcome
So
to
that
the group.
account does
Welcome
post
to the
a
group,
lot
Jose.
of bullshit, but the stuff that does post that's relevant is hilarious.
Yeah, so in summary, I don't want to follow an account to see like one good post every 10, right? But
You want me to curate it for you? Thanks,
Yes.
Tony. That's all I ever
Well,
wanted.
you're already doing it.
That's all I ever
yeah,
wanted.
exactly. So now we found a solution. Listeners, if this is happening to you, just follow the account, but mute it, and your friends can still send you the memes and you can see them.
This is great. This is a great tip, and I really think that maybe we should tweet that out and save relationships.
I think so.
And then make our
I think
account
we're better
private?
friends for it now.
Yeah.
Wait, should we make our account private?
No,
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Should we make a second account that's private?
The backup account? In case the first one gets
The nudes account. We don't want to. We don't want
nudes at Beer Bros.
We don't want to get reported.
Yeah, Jaime already sent a nude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
But they're out there. You just don't look very hard for them.
Every day on our
Did you
story.
have another topic you said?
So the other thing I wanted to talk about, I never get to talk about this, but fuck it, I want to talk about it today.
Oh, he's off the leash. Oh, shit.
The Premier League begins tomorrow, and you guys,
Crystal
soccer
Palace
fans?
all the way. No relegation for us.
No. All right. Well, I'm excited about.
He's excited. Arsenal's at the top.
Arsenal-
Because the list was in alphabetical order.
Oh yeah, that's true. I'm very excited
Until tomorrow afternoon.
until tomorrow afternoon.
And then who's going to be on top?
I guess Leicester.
You laughed, and you were the only one that laughed.
I am laughing. Yeah, I'm excited. You know, as everyone knows, Arsenal is my team. We have a new manager after 22 years, Unai Emery. We got a bunch of new signings, totally new way of playing. You know, it's.
Is it really a new way?
It will be a new way.
Yeah, because they're going for fifth instead of fourth place.
We're trying to get back
Wenger in.
back to the top four. Back to the top four. So very exciting for me. I know you guys are you Manchester United fans. Manchester United plays tomorrow. The first game against Leicester.
It will not be a
Manchester
Vardy
United,
party.
You know they bought a guy named Fred.
Yeah, dude, he's a badass.
Staying with the Brazilian tradition, as Brazilian and Portuguese players, they just go with one name.
The Pele. Fred.
So his name is just
Neymar.
Fred.
His name is
Fred.
Fred.
It's actually
Awesome.
he has quite a long name.
I mean, his name is super long, but like
just
his-
like Neymar. And
Oh,
he's,
okay.
you know,
but he has like 5 names.
Yeah, but Neymar sounds cool. It's just like
Fred. Exactly.
Bro,
and he is absolutely
he's a
Brazilian.
G though.
that's awesome, right? That's funny though.
This is the third season of Jose Mourinho, which is typically when his moaning and whining and just being a total dickhead tends to wear on the teams that he coaches, and he either like gets fired or tanks the team.
So Tony, I have to ask you.
Or he wins the Premier League.
I have to ask you, would you rather, after Wenger got fired, had Mourinho be the manager of Arsenal, or would,
No,
Or Van Gaal.
or Louis Van Gaal?
Van Gaal for sure.
Or
'Cause he's not
if you
employed
had
right
to
now.
get Mourinho or keep Arsene Wenger, what would you rather have?
Wenger. I really hate Jose Mourinho.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
See I heard someone come up with this idea. So you know, it's quite possible that Jose Mourinho will whine and
I wonder what would happen to
collapse
you
his
if
way
they have-
out of Man United. You know, by like the halfway point of the season. And then, what if Arsene Wenger took over Man United?
That would not happen.
What would you guys think?
I don't think that.
what if
They would
Mourinho
never
took
sign
over
him.
Arsenal?
They'd sign some other no-name guy before him.
They would not sign him because, as Sir Alex is still president of the team, he still has a role. He wouldn't let him in.
Apparently, he considered it. Apparently, like they asked Wenger if he'd be interested in taking over United, but he didn't want to leave Arsenal.
Yeah, well.
Anyway,
Whatever.
I'm excited. Watch the Premier League. It's awesome, awesome soccer. Come on,
I'm
you
excited
Gunners!
too.
Come
Hashtag-
on, you Gunners!
And the Premier League is what was that again? For those who don't know,
It's the top division of English soccer.
Exactly. Crystal Palace, hashtag Stone Prem.
That's
Hey,
right.
so who's the star player for that team? Do they have one?
I guess
Crystal Palace?
I guess their best player is Wilfred Zaha.
Daha.
I think he was quizzing.
I would
Jose
say
to see what he
I
was
would
saying
say
for them.
No, but I mean, honestly, do they have like a star there? Not really, right?
No, not really.
Not really,
that's why they're all
They just kinda hang
usually-
around every year.
Usually in the fight for.
but they do have
relegation.
like a cool kind of name, right? Like where do you guys play? Well, we have a Crystal Palace.
It sounds kind of like
a Chinese restaurant. Maybe.
What the fuck do you have?
To me,
you have an old Trafford.
It does sound like a Chinese restaurant. Yeah.
To me, it sounds like that place at Disney World, like the Magic Kingdom, the Crystal Palace.
Anyway, if you guys want to talk to me about soccer, tweet me at Craft Beer Gooner.
There you go. Also,
send him memes that are blocked.
Send them from private accounts. Yeah.
Just make your account in this private.
Professional football preseason starts today too. There we go.
That's right. The Dolphins are playing the
Probably
Tampa Bay
lost.
Buccaneers.
Yeah, they were down.
Final score: Tampa Bay 26, Miami 24.
Wait.
All right.
So how many passing yards by Tannehill?
I don't fucking know.
No, he only played one series. That was it.
Oh.
I don't even
Okay,
think
go
he-
figure.
None.
Yeah.
And that brings us to our final beer of the night.
Final beer of the night.
Final beer.
Spill it.
Here we have the Prohibition Porter. It's actually the base beer that we normally add Cuban coffee to it, the Colada Porter. But it's just fine by itself as well. There's a lot of chocolate malt that goes into it, a little of that Black Prince. It's got tones, like coffee tones, and a little bit of chocolate on its own. But usually we'll put, Jesus, how many ounces of coffee is it? We'll sit there with a little cafetera and we'll make enough coffee for a few kegs at a time,
Yeah, those have to be special releases. It's just not like scalable at a 7-barrel.
Yeah, because you did that at the groundbreaking event here.
You know what? I've seen.
It's hours of coladas.
I've seen-
So you do coladas
pour
instead
after
of
pour.
actually pulling the grains into the beer.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Well,
we actually make coladas even mixed with sugar and everything.
I've seen a 3-foot.
Yeah, no, it's
cafetera.
delicious. But
That beer is out of hand. That was one of those
really tasty, man.
Yeah, because they did a groundbreaking event here, and you had two very limited here, try this. That was one of them, and then it was the rye.
Oh my, yeah,
The sour rye.
that accidentally soured rye that we made.
That shit was awesome.
It was delicious. I didn't want to bring it to the
As
event.
I say in
wanted
my
it for myself,
workplace,
man.
it's not a bug; it's a feature.
Yeah, it was a fun one. That beer was like a year and a half old. I think I had been aging it.
Yeah.
In the keg with some I think it was like white oak. Yeah, it was like white oak staves that I put in there, and it kind of just soured over time, and it became this beautiful thing. To I just watched it evolve over the course of a year, taking a sip every here and there, and hoarding it to myself for the most part.
Yeah.
And then it was good, yeah. And came to the event time, we're like, what do we have left? I'm like, nothing. we have the coffee porter.
to shake them down.
Yeah, and that event, yeah, I keep thinking back to that event and how absurd it was and how many people showed up.
That turnout was crazy.
It was insane. I remember being behind the box, behind the jockey box, and saying, "Hey, how you doing? Welcome. How are you? What's your name? What beer do you want?" And then Albie comes rushing up to me. He's like, "Hey, man, stop talking to people and pour the beer faster." And I'm like, "What's going on?" And the line is out the back gate, through across the street into the next warehouse.
The next warehouses that were being built.
And then bent down and then went down the other way.
Yeah, and went down.
Yeah.
I think this was the same beer that you were pouring the ice cream also, at the Marlins Park.
Yeah, that's the coffee porter. Yeah, I believe Albie made a batch of a vanilla ice cream with the beer somehow.
Yeah.
I remember that. That was delicious.
Yeah, some kind of magical thing you did there.
I reduced his stout and used that as the base for the ice cream, and used some Madagascar vanilla beans and some bacon. I grabbed some bacon, grabbed some chocolate drizzled on it, put it in the fridge, chopped it up, and tossed it in. It was really good.
Damn, that was tasty.
That sounded awesome.
All right. So all this stuff sounds great, but this, just the basic porter, is excellent.
Oh, thanks,
I
man.
really like this.
Thank you.
That's his legit face too. When it's good.
Yeah, he looks pretty happy. I can tell.
Yeah, it's really good, guys.
Thanks, buddy.
It's got the good amount of roasty flavor, but also really balanced at the same time. I really dig it.
The roasty maltiness of it is awesome, dude. Yeah.
Thanks, bud.
Yeah, you get that chocolatey. Oh.
Yeah, so we're gonna play with it too.
Thanks, guys.
On top of the colada, we're thinking about other flavors we can infuse it with. Vanilla is one of the ideas we're having, I think.
Yeah, we're gonna do a French
like a
vanilla.
French vanilla press type of thing.
Coffee,
Sounds fucking
porter.
delicious.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good.
Suggestion: also maybe some chilies in it.
Some chilies. We wanted to get a barrel from somebody somewhere. I wanted to talk to the boys over at shout out to Big Cypress, the distillery over here. and maybe we can share some barrels and put the porter into one of their rum barrels, maybe or something. I think that would be an incredible.
I feel like being with the name and the history of the whole rum running and shit, bro. You gotta have a rum barrel salad or a rum barrel porter.
Totally,
absolutely.
Like it makes sense, dude. Like, yeah.
So, some oak IPAs maybe in the future.
I mean, honestly, we talk about it like on a weekly basis.
Oh no, bro!
Like,
I mean, it just fucking makes sense with the name of the place, the establishment, the style of everything here, bro. You have to make a fucking rum barrel.
I mean, is there some future beers that you can talk about that are coming up?
Yeah, actually, next on the pipeline would be the Double New England IPA that we want to brew.
That's the one on Saturday for the.
No, actually, well, we're releasing that's our pale ale, our American pale ale, which came out nice and crisp, really easy to drink. Clocks in at about a 5. Yeah, like a nice multi backbone, a little bit of hops in there too. Clocks in at about 5.2 ABV, so it's very sessionable, easy to drink. But that's already in the bright tank, ready to go. The next brews are going to be a Double New England IPA, a brown, and then the blonde I have to rebrew to make more guava.
Make more guava.
Yeah. On top of the other recipes we've been talking about, what I've been making. So there's a lot coming down the pipeline, a lot of exciting things.
Definitely, bro. That's awesome.
Okay, so let me ask you guys, what burns your bacon? Jose?
What burns my bacon is when you come back to a project that you want to do, and you find that something is missing or broken. So when I went over to my vacation and I found that I didn't have my fishing gloves because I forgot that they actually melted down in my backyard, and I threw them away. And then I was like, "Fuck! I don't have fishing gloves, so I have to take off the hook." That was a minor annoyances. My big annoyance was
a fishing glove?
Oh, it's just the mustache. So they have like rubber, so you don't end up getting pricked when you're trying to unhook a catfish. For instance.
A catfish. Let's say you just grab it and get a pair of pliers and just.
No, right. But like usually, I just like having the gloves also, so you don't take the slime off or anything.
Yeah. Okay.
But the big one was this week. I'm trying to brew, and then I find that the thermometer that's supposed to shut off the temperature for my kegerator. The cat has actually chewed through one of the wires and broke off one of the wires, so I had to take the whole day to resolder the endpoints for the temperature. But I just hate that. Like when I'm so excited about something, I just like, oh wait, fuck, it's not actually going to work. I have to do more work on it.
Okay.
Feel that.
All right, Alex.
For me, it's a common theme lately. I think I'm going to say that it's the schizophrenic weather that burns my bacon. For instance, I'm out here, I'm in these streets, man, making sure Duffy's I'm making sure Duffy's has got 24th Street Brown back on, which they do. They do. And you
gotta reign in your kingdom, represent the streets, the streets of the Alapana.
Well, I mean, I'm out there, I'm repping all day, every day, and and whatever, man. I go into Duffy's and like it's bright as fuck. I do my thing, shoot the shit, and then I'm on my way out, and it's like there's a fucking hurricane. There's a fucking hurricane out here. That shit burns my bacon.
Which reminds me, I probably left my umbrella at the bar.
Yeah, because I don't really fuck with umbrellas, man. I don't need all that shit all the time.
Yeah, same here.
At the end of the day, it's just some water.
Wild West Kendall.
Al, what burns your bacon?
When Wawa's burst natural gas line mains around the block. Did you guys hear about that?
No.
Is that why the cops are there?
That's why they blocked off this entire, 120th is blocked off. Is it 142nd?
Yeah, it's open now.
It's open now?
When we came here.
Oh, man. That was crazy. They were trying to plant a tree.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Bam.
Damn tree huggers.
And the whole block smelled like you can smell the gas. It was really strong, man. It was crazy.
Don't they see those signs? Call before you dig.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
oh God.
What burns your bacon?
I have no clue, man.
We'll come back to you.
Come back to me.
Dan.
For me, it's
I got one for him. Go for it, bro. Do it. unventilated a brew house.
Oh yeah, it's hot as hell in there, man. It's
really hot. No, I mean this guy's literally like he has to wrap himself in like wet towels.
How many shirts you go through a day?
I don't see a point to changing them, to be honest, man. I just go for it and then just change at the end of the day, man. Yeah. But what does burn my bacon though is counting pennies at the end of the night when we're doing the closeout. Pennies are useless.
Give it up, man.
We should stop using
counting
pennies.
the damn pennies.
We should stop using nickels. Just go up to, just round it all up. Pennies are useless. And I hate sitting there counting $2, $3 of pennies. I mean, come on.
Yeah, it's time for them to go.
Do away with pennies.
Yeah, do away with pennies. It's been on the show before.
They cost 4 cents.
Crazy, yeah, they cost more to
4
to
cents
make than they're worth.
to make a penny. Well, that's worth
serious? Is it
so
is that
you lose 3 cents.
Really?
Yeah, because
It doesn't make any sense.
If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense.
This is your fucking place now.
You can melt down the penny and actually have more in materials than the actual penny.
Fucking A.
Business.
Yeah, for me, man, I guess what burns my bacon is if you go to like a public bathroom and you sit down and the seat is still all fucking warm.
Oh.
And it's like, you got that that feeling like you just gotta fucking go, and you're like, some dude just demolished it two seconds before you.
What's worse?
But
You got cooties now.
What's worse, warm or wet?
Oh, well, wet is worse. But when you sit there and you think, oh, here I go, I'm about to be able to like relax, and then we get that just hot, like
Some people find it relaxing. It makes the going easier.
Comes right out.
well, you know what? I mean,
Or it
it's
goes
that,
right in.
or it's like when you're sitting there and your nuts touch the top of the water.
No! Yeah, no, that's
How
no,
old are you? How far are your nuts dropping, dude?
No, but I felt
it
that
was
when
his
I flush
birthday.
the toilet while I'm still sitting down and they splash on your nuts.
That's called Poseidon's kiss.
No, but like if you flush it, sometimes when you're sitting on it, you get that splash. Okay, yeah.
Or whenever if you drop a torpedo,
but it splashes
and it
back
splashes
up.
right back up.
Oh, then you get shit water on your balls. It's the worst thing ever, bro.
It's the poor man's bidet.
Poseidon's kiss. JJ, what burns your bacon?
Yeah, mine's not as bad as that. Mine is live with some other folks, and they decide, hey, don't worry, I got you tonight. Since you cooked, I'm gonna wash the pans and everything that you cooked with. And they do a terrible job of it. So next fucking day when you go to get a pan, there's like fucking grease and oil still like in the fucking crevices.
Maybe they didn't do such a good job cooking, so they did a bad job cleaning.
Eat my ass, Reyes. You're not invited to fucking Kendall anymore. No, wash them pans right. Wash them plates right. That burns my bacon.
Tony.
What burns my bacon is when you're wrapping up the show and you tell the people who are already listening to the podcast that they can find the podcast on 25 different fucking places.
Yeah, just
and
say
you list
all,
each one.
Yeah, I agree. Just say all listening services that you prefer by this point.
Cool. So let me ask you guys, what was your favorite beer of the night?
Mine was the Porter.
I like Guayaba Era.
I'm going to go 3/12/28 Black IPA.
Wow, it's tough, man. I mean, they're all good. They're all different. I would have to say Guayaba Era.
How's that again, Dan?
I said Guayaba Era.
We literally named it that just to hear people butcher it.
My favorite beer was
Ska.
So don't forget, you can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/BeerBrosBS. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at BeerBrosBS. Find everything on our website, beerbrosbs.com. Please make sure to subscribe and follow the show.
Oh, God.
On all platform that you would listen to a podcast.
Including the most recent, Spotify.
Including SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, Brewery, Overcast, Kodi, uBook, Player FM, Podcast Addict, Microsoft Podcast App, Digital Podcast, Listen Notes, Podbean, Podcast Blaster, Radio Public, Google Play Music, iHeartRadio, YouTube, and now Spotify. And if you missed it the first time, SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, Blubbery, Overcast, Kodi, uBook, Player FM, Podcast Addict,
I miss
Microsoft
when Jose
Podcast
used to
App,
say Podcast Addict.
Digital Podcast, Listen Notes, Podbean, Podcast Blaster, Radio Public, Google Play Music, iHeartRadio, YouTube, and
That's hilarious.
What's the last one, Tony?
And Podcast Addict.
That's on Spotify.
What the fuck just happened?
And ska.
So one final time, guys. SoundCloud, iTunes.
Get out of here.
See, that's the thing is we were all laughing, but he was starting to get upset. I can see it in his face.
Yeah. Awesome. He's almost already FSU Garnet.
No, I would never turn that color.
Oh, and real quick for these guys, you got any upcoming events that you want to plug before we go?
Yeah, we have a bottle share coming this Saturday, 1 o'clock to 5 p.m.
That's it.
Just
all right.
it's all the local breweries that are going to be opening up in Miami, and a lot of home brewers as well. So come on out and support local.
Okay.
Cheers.
And once again,
on social media at Spanish Marie.
Yeah. Instagram.
Yeah, at Spanish Marie. Yeah, we're remember Kendall's first brewery, 14241 Southwest 120th Street.
Nice.
Sweet 109.
Ska.
Come on by.
Just past the Wawa with the broken gas line.
Right next to the airport. Can't miss it.
If you see a ball fire in Kendall, it's there.
So thank you for listening. Thank you for having us here.
Hey, yeah, thank you guys.
It's an absolute pleasure, guys. Thank you.
I'm Dave, the Big Librarian.
Thanks for having us.
I'm Tony, the craft beer gooner.
JJ, the middle chef.
And I am Dan. I'm Jaime.
Albie.
Alex, the king of Alapada.
Jose.
All right, good night, guys. Cheers.
Cheers. Don't break Marie, please.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Beer Bros and BS. Cheers.
Beer bro.
Beer bro.